Alright, now for the probably the biggest part of the episode, and that is to go to Dampe's shack. Pretty sure a lot of people have been anticipating to watch me do this. So here's Dampe. Yeah, they brought Dampe in this version of Link's Awakening for some reason. Hey, you made it out here. That speaks well of you. Maybe you can help me out with a little job. I'm Dampe, and my job around this island is to dig up interesting stuff. When you have some time to spare, come see me in my shack over there. Alright, well I got time to spare. You know, who cares about this island that disappear and all that stuff? In fact, I don't want this island to disappear. You know why? Because then I can't hang out with Marin. I love Marin. Okay, just kidding. No, it's not just kidding. I do. Marin is personally one of my favorite characters in the Zelda franchise. So. Alright, so this is Dampe's shack. This completely removes the photo side quest that Link's Awakening Deluxe had. And this is like way different. So let's see what we got for here. I want to show you a little something interesting. You've gone poking into some ruins on this island, I can tell. I make little chambers based on those dungeons. Put some chambers into the slab back there, and it turns into a real dungeon. How's that, you ask? How's that work, you ask? Who knows? But I want you testing the limits of this thing. I want to hear the dungeons you've seen, or I want to hear about the dungeons you've seen. It inspires me to make new chambers for you. With a few new chambers, you can make basic dungeons. With a bunch, you can make complicated ones. See if you can use what you got to finish the challenge I give you. Though you're not done once you finish arranging a dungeon. You gotta adventure through it too. I'm no designer though, and I'm no adventurer either. That's all up to you. I'll make the risk worth it. It impressed me, and there's treasure in it for you. So if you have any chamber stones, then well, that goes later. That comes later. So all the chamber stones that we've acquired turns into chambers, and the chambers are basically rooms of the dungeons that you've seen throughout basically all the dungeons. So you're making the dungeons, and you're basically making your own dungeons in this game based off of out of every single room you've seen in all the dungeons. It also includes Color Dungeon. So all the dungeons, you know, dungeons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, and Color Dungeon, you will be seeing in this in the Chamber Dungeon. We're gonna go through Dungeon Arranging 101. I started this one already. Can you finish it? Make a path from the entrance to Nightmare's Lair. There's gotta be a stop along the way for the treasure chest. If a chamber's got an exit, you gotta connect it to another exit. Nobody wants an exit that goes nowhere. So he was giving you pretty much hints on what to do for these dungeons. Every like dungeon that you make has a specific task that you have to follow. So you can kind of make whatever you want, but you also have to follow certain criteria as well. So this right here is an entrance, this right here is a room with a treasure chest, and this right here is a boss. Every dungeon needs an entrance, a boss, and then a few treasure chests. You need a treasure chest in order to access. You need a treasure chest in order to contain a nightmare key, so you can fight the boss. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Master Stalfos right here. Basically, every room, so it's like this room right here has like 2 ways. Every room has to lead somewhere. You cannot leave any empty rooms behind, otherwise you're not going to be able to test it out. So it's you know, it's a really cool concept. I actually like this. Very unpopular opinion, but I really do like this concept. I'm gonna go ahead and put this right here. Okay. So then once you finish designing the dungeon that you want to make, you can go ahead and test it out by clicking on this right here. So you go adventuring, and you don't have to explore every single room, but the game pretty much wants you to explore your entire dungeon. If you look at the map, you can view your whole dungeon map, which is pretty cool. So, like, I know this room right here contains Master Stalfos because I put a room with Master Stalfos in there. But I'm not going to go there at all because I have no reason to do that at all. Instead, what I'm going to do is go up here, go to chest, and then go straight to the Nightmare Room, which is Moldorm. You can put any boss, any of the main bosses, and that does include Hard Hit Beetle. So we're just gonna go this way, and this right here. You know, we've seen how to do these rooms in the dungeons. Of course, some of these rooms, if you're playing along with me, you have not seen, because if you're me, who's been sequence breaking all the dungeons, then you probably might not have seen those rooms. But I still know how to go through some of those rooms, so don't worry. You know, if you're doing a, like, you know, this is a really cool way to, like, practice all the rooms in the dungeons. So that way you can, like, you know, when you, like, if you, like, replay through the game, you, like, know what to do for all the rooms. It's also a good way to practice all the bosses as well. Right? So here's Moldorm. Moldorm's gonna be super easy because I'm powerful. Look at that. With Red Tunic, I just destroyed Moldorm right there. And we win. So that's the basic concept of the dungeon, of the chamber dungeons. And there's a lot of these that we have to make. You do get prizes for every dungeon that you complete. So you can make whatever you want. This is like a really cool way to be like super creative, and you can share. I believe you can share these dungeons worldwide across like online, so that way other people can play your dungeons. So it's like a practically like this game's variation of like, let's say, Mario Maker. So it's really cool. I do like this concept. And there's several different, and you get like a bunch of different prizes too. Anytime you complete a dungeon, you get a new chamber stone. So that way you get new rooms so that you can make more and be more creative with your dungeons, which is really cool. I like it. See those tiles with the treasure chests and locked door marks? That's where you put chambers that have that stuff in them. You get keys to open locked doors at a treasure chest. Be sure you place enough chests to make it through. Sad to see an adventure run out of keys. Yeah. So that's another thing. So now we're introduced into locked doors and rooms with treasure chests. You don't really know what treasure chests you don't get to choose what each chest contains. They're all gonna contain random things. It can be rupees. Any extra chests you put are gonna contain rupees. So I'm gonna put a different boss here. I'm gonna put a different boss for every dungeon just for the heck of it, to spice things up. So it's like I'm gonna place a chest right here. I'm gonna place a chest right here. That's gonna like one of these chests contain a key. The other chest can contain a nightmare key. And you don't really get to decide which chest what each chest is gonna contain. Unfortunately. So like I don't know. But if you place an extra, let's say if I were to, let's say if I were to move this room here, and place this room right here. This room has a chest in it. If I place an extra, place an extra room with a chest, it's gonna contain rupees, and you actually get to keep the rupees that you collect in the dungeon. So it's another good way of grinding rupees by like placing a bunch of rooms that contain chests in them, and you don't pay anything for doing this either. So it's a really cool thing. However, the very last chest that you open up is always going to contain a nightmare key. So you can't just like bank that a chest can contain a nightmare key, because it's not going to work like that. And that's the game's way of wanting you to explore all the dungeons that you create. So, yeah. So it's like this one right here. That one contained a rupee because it's an extra chest that I placed down. And then either this room or the next room is going to contain a nightmare key. Also, whenever you complete a chamber dungeon, you're going to get all your stuff back. All your health, all your bombs, all your arrows, and all your powder. All that's going to come back to you. So you're never in concern of dying or anything like that. This place is just not hard. This is not hard to do at all. Yeah. I'm not gonna really be super creative with the dungeons in this playthrough. I'm gonna be just showing off like the fastest way of completing every chamber dungeon. And what's really cool about that is somebody made a really cool detailed guide on how to on what the fastest dungeons are to make, so that you can get the chamber dungeons over with as soon as possible. But this does assume that you have all the chamber stones so far. Because without the with the extra chambers, with the chamber stones that we've been obtaining, those make more rooms that you can build with dungeons. So again, here's the genie fight. It's the same concept here. And there we go. And now we have to fight. And now we have to fight the genie again. Okay, now we have to do phase 2. If you really want to be fast with the dungeons, you can just put Moldorm in every boss, as the boss of every dungeon, because Moldorm is the fastest boss in the game. But again, I'm putting a different boss for every dungeon, just to make things a little bit interesting. Plus, you know, it'd be cool to refight all the fights sometimes. And there we go. So, so that's pretty much the chamber dungeons. I don't have much else to say. It's basically just follow what Dampé wants, and then, yeah, just follow what Dampé wants, and then just build all the rooms accordingly. Oh yeah, and then we also have stairs. The unfortunate thing, the stairs are my least favorite part about the chamber dungeons, because you can't really choose which sub areas are gonna be what, which actually sucks. Wait, hold on. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, you can't choose which sub areas are gonna be what. Like this is gonna be like these stairs are gonna be like a random sub area, or gonna be like random sub areas. The other thing is you can't choose where your stairs are gonna connect, which is actually really stupid. And it can really stump you if you like if you're not like looking if you're not being very careful with what you're building. So I'm gonna do that right there. That is the oven in the background. And the way I just made this, the way I made this dungeon, I made it in a way where I do not have to go over to this part right here. So I just get these 2 chests and go straight to the boss. And you can be lazy, and just put the same rooms every single time, as long as you're following the criteria of what Dampe wants, which is really cool. And again, that comes with the creativity of the chamber dungeons, which is nice. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. So again, if you want to get everything, if you want to get all the prizes in the chamber dungeons, you have to create 12 dungeons, which is a lot. So I'm just gonna speed through the rest of this. So I will see you guys then. that's all the dungeons completed. Okay, so we got a chamber slot and a full heart container. Awesome. So at this point, you should have all 20 hearts. Ooh, wall masters effect. Haha, no thank you. Thankfully, wall masters are completely optional in this game. Alright, so basically, yeah, so there are more of these that you could do right here. But your reward for completing this entire set is rupees, so you don't really get much. I'm not going to be showing those off at all. This is pretty much enough. Alright, so at this point, at this point you should have all 20 hearts, which is good. And now I am going to, well, with 50 seashells now, we could actually go to the Seashell Mansion and see what our final prize is. I'm excited. I can't wait. Where is it? There it is. Whoa, the white screen. You have discovered every secret! The proof is in the seashells you hold. I acknowledge the perseverance it took. May fortune bless you wherever you roam. My task here is finished. What is our final reward? It better be something good. Well, we get a bunch of rupees. That's good. We get... Woohoo! Another chamber stone. That's all you get. Honestly, getting up to 40 seashells and getting the sword upgrade, I think it's I think it's more worth it than that. But there we go. So with that is all. That is pretty much everything in your inventory at this point for now. Again, there is one more item for us to get. Well, we need one more chamber stone. There are 14 chamber stones. The last one can only be obtained after you beat the game. So, with that, I think we're ready to beat the boss. Because this should be our final inventory, for the most part. So, there's not much else to say. So, thank you guys so much for watching. And, next time, we are going to leave Koholint's Island, unfortunately. See you guys next time. Goodbye.